When boyhood's fire was in my blood, I read of ancient freemen of Greece and Rome who bravely stood, 300 men and 3 men. And then I prayed I yet might see our fetters rent in twain, and Ireland long a province be, a nation once again, a nation once again, a nation once again, and Ireland long a province be, a nation once again. And from that time through wildest woe, that hope has shone afar long, nor could love's brightest summer glow outshine that solemn starlight. It seemed to watch above my head through foreign field and fane. Its angel voice sang round my bed, a nation once again, a nation once again, a nation once again, and Ireland long a province be, a nation once again. So as I grew from boy to man, I bent me to my bidding, my spirit of each selfish plan and cruel passion ridding. For thus I hope someday to wade, nor can such hope be vain, when my dear country shall be made a nation once again, a nation once again, a nation once again, and Ireland long a province be, a nation once again.
Let me welcome everybody to the Council on Foreign Relations. My name is Richard O'Haas, and today's event is on the record, and it's being webcast.
Victory will be politics as far as I'm concerned. The victory will be an endorsement of a philosophy. I believe in my heart of hearts the victory in 1998 is going to be good for Texas, and that's the most important thing about the campaign.
Shouldn't we abolish the Federal Reserve and the CFR? That's the real reality that none of you will talk about, and most of you are members. That's what's destroying this country, Governor. Don't you stand for America, sir? What about the Federal Reserve and the CFR? You people are being lied to. This country's been taken over by Europe, and I'm being drug out. Laugh at it. Let's grab an arm. I want y'all to know my family isn't in the world now. Class B, fine, go ahead. Public assembly? Okay. This car. I got some cuffs. Let's take him right here. Up against this.
More than a dozen trips to Dublin, as well as Belfast and London during those years. And I'd also see the Prime Minister when he came to Washington, and obviously he's going to be there this week. But no meeting is as memorable as our first, and that was on September 11th, 1991. And I was meeting with the Prime Minister, and indeed I saw the second plane fly into the Twin Towers on the television set.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
What is at stake is more in one small country. It is a big idea, a new world order, where diverse nations are drawn together in common cause to achieve the universal aspirations of mankind: peace and security, freedom, and the rule of law. Out of these troubled times, our fifth objective, a new world order, can emerge. Now we can see a new world coming into view. A world in which there is a very real prospect of a new world order.
The Council on Foreign Relations, known as the CFR, an organization publicly sworn to destroy American national sovereignty and usher in a tyrannical world police state, could not contain their glee on September 12th, the day after the tragic attack. They announced their New World Order.
There is a chance for the President of the United States to use this disaster to carry out what his father, a phrase his father used, I think, only once, and hasn't been used since, and that is a new world order.
I believe it's the first time, I could be wrong, but I believe it's the first time we've ever been fortunate enough at the Council to have the Taoiseach in our midst. So on behalf of all of us, sir, thank you for what you've done. Welcome, and with that, it's my job to grill you. What I'd like to start out with, Prime Minister, is the question of Northern Ireland. Here we are now. It is the middle of March. The calendar is before us. The 26th is obviously a day that everybody is focused on. I think what would probably be most interesting to the people gathered in this room, the people listening to this on webcast and beyond, is your sense of where things stand at this moment. How are we to understand exactly the state of play?
Well, Richard, I'm delighted to be here and honoured to be here, and I want to thank you for your invitation. And it's good to be with you again, and to be sharing this occasion with you. Well, I think Northern Ireland, last week there was elections, and election process is over, and the elections was just about one item.
To Ireland a long time ago, and that is that in those days the Republic did not adhere to the traditional constitutional rule in this country until a few years ago of a separation of church and state. And the church governed many of the laws and social practices in the Republic to an extent that Northerners simply did not want to submit themselves to the rule of the church. Is that still a major factor?
No, thankfully it's not a factor at all now. I think the church has its role, but we are a republic. We're governed by a constitution, and that has its role. But we are a republic. We're governed by a constitution, and that has its role. But we are a republic. We're governed by a constitution, and that has its role. But we are a republic. We're governed by a constitution, and that its role. But we are a republic. We're governed by a constitution, and that.
They're trying to speed the flow of both cargo and people, they say, across this nation's northern and southern borders. Critics call the plan an outright attack on our sovereignty.